he means so much to our team outside the tournament, and inside the tournament maybe even means more to us. And that's partly why we were as cautious as we were in the SEC tournament, and so it's really important to us.
Lamont said it means a little bit extra for the guys to kind of break that duck for you in the NCAA tournament, but also start your Kentucky season and first career game with UK in the tournament even better. How does that make you feel, knowing that the guys are supporting you behind you?
Our guys are great, but it's so much bigger than that. It just is. This is about Kentucky, and it's about everybody's chance to jump in this tournament. And what I'm really excited about is to see if we can take. This team has been through it in an amazing way, and their resilience has been incredible. Today, when you look at the analytics with the whole season wrapped up, we were 355th in the country in minutes continuity this season. That's an insane number. And to do it in this league, in the SEC, as a brand new group that's never functioned together, what these guys have accomplished already is really incredible. And so hopefully, what I'm excited about is seeing how much we can take these lessons in the postseason into the NCAA tournament, and what will the dividends be. It's going to be really exciting to see.
Was there an exhale on your part when BYU popped up? And I know this table behind me just went, all right.
Actually, I love BYU. I love that place. I think it would have been really, I'm all about the drama. Like, I love it. And so, and plus, I love those kids that are there. I got to coach a lot of those kids and have so many friends there. So that would have been really fantastic. It didn't work out. Not everything works out all the time, but it's still going to be an epic NCAA tournament.
Speaking of drama, what do you make of Coach P and Coach Cal potentially playing in the second round in Providence?
Listen, if I know anything about Coach P, he wants all the smoke, man. He wants all the smoke. Bring it. So, it's so competitive. I mean, every single round is so competitive. Every single team, whether there's a 16 by your name or a 1, these are all championship caliber teams. And so it doesn't, at the end of the day, probably the names don't matter that much. It's like everybody's fighting for their life, and that's why the NCAA tournament is so beautiful. It just is, it's the greatest sporting event in the world.
Just came so many teams in. We knew they were the best league all season, but this kind of validates, I guess, that all these teams.
I'm really grateful that the committee. Listen, there's so many ways that you can. There's so many different criteria. You can kind of cook the books however you want. But this is a season like no other. If you just take the freestanding non-conference success rate, there's never been a league that's performed at this level in non-conference competition. And so I'm glad that in this one-off, this one of forever, that the committee said, hey, this is a one-time in forever, so let's honor it and see what really happens with it. I'm really glad. I was really glad to see Texas get in. I know some of the metrics were complicated, but it was great to see them get in. I think it's great for the league. I think it's great that we're going to actually flesh this out and see what the SEC really was.
You guys have experienced the lose and go home in the SEC. How much of motivation is that for this team going forward?
I know that our team, we talked about it today. We've talked about it for the last 3 months. I mean, the season goes by so fast. And with this group, this is our only season. We don't have a history of a year before. And I think that we're just desperate to make this last as long as we can. And we don't even need that motivation because these guys are so hungry to go win.
Coach, what's that extra step of preparation look like for you guys going into the first round? I mean, anything in particular?
It's interesting because the only thing we have is a little bit more time, but every game we played all season has been the biggest game we've ever played, and so there's not a lot of extra. We do have a couple more days to prepare, so we'll take full advantage of that.
Talk about Lamont and then also the experience he brings, the getting over the injury, but then the experience. This guy's been to a championship game before.
Yeah, the only way to gain experience is to experience, and he's done it. He's been in first round games in the tournament. He's been in Final Four games in the tournament. And he, like I said, he's just such a steadying force for our team anyway, on both at the point of attack on the defensive end and initiating offense on the offensive end. and you add in his experience, he's a difference maker for us.
Just came out, but do you have any familiarity with Troy just over the years, or anyone affiliated there?
Well, I've seen them a little bit this year. I think they're the number 7 steals team in the country. They're one of the top 20 or 30 offensive rebounding teams in the country. They're an elite level defensive team. They've won a boatload of games this year. Scott Cross is a great coach who's been doing this for a long time at a high level. I got a ton of respect for him. So I haven't got into the nuts and bolts of them yet, but it's a terrific team. Every team in this tournament is so good. Look at the teams that didn't get in, right? This is a big-time tournament. It's a great team.
Any memories of Milwaukee?
I have so many memories. It's a really special place to me. George Karl was the only coach, sorry, George, but dumb enough to actually start me in the NBA. He started most of his season there on a great team. We made an epic run all the way through the Eastern Conference Finals to a Game 7. I have, my first daughter Ella was born in Milwaukee. I would drive home every day. We live right off Blue Mound Road, and drive right by the Cops Custard, and on the placard they'd have what the custard of the day was and call Leanne and be like, are we getting it or not? Like, I just have, we have great friends there. Milwaukee's a special place to us.
Is it Coach Brea from Milwaukee as well?
Coach grew up in Wisconsin. He's a diehard Wisconsinite.
Coach, playing in the tournament on a Dayton, a Drexel, even a San Diego State is a little bit different than playing as a Kentucky. How do you think the guys will handle being the hunters in their previous stops to being the hunted now as a 3 seed?
It's like they've been hunted every single second of every single minute of every single hour they've been here in Kentucky. So in that sense, it's nothing new. This is why you come to Kentucky. It's why you come here, and I think our guys understand the challenge. I think they're excited about it. I think that's why they came here, because they want the smoke. Like, bring it, and it doesn't always work. We've had some of the most epic wins ever here. We've accomplished things that have never been accomplished by a Kentucky team before. And we've also taken some hits, and we want it all. And so I think our guys just we want to go figure out how to win. We want to go find a way to go win this NCAA tournament. We can't wait to get at it.
You mentioned the motivation earlier, and you said Friday night that you kind of wanted that loss to linger. You wanted that to soak in before they moved on. How do you feel about the way that they kind of took that in and what you've seen from these last 48 hours?
Well, I'm glad none of you were there Saturday morning. And Saturday morning was super therapeutic for us. Friday night was really, really hard. Saturday morning was really, really hard. And you go through a grieving process, and you do. And there's so many things that I'm not good at. I'm not a good loser. I'm just not good at it. I'm not mature about it. And it hurts, man. It hurts. And it hurt our guys. It hurts our guys. And our guys were literally hurt also, and emotionally hurt. But the one thing about this group is really resilient, and we're very intentional about it. So we suffered together that night. We suffered together in a huge way that morning, and then we closed the door on it. We resolved it, and now it's just a matter of, like, I couldn't be more proud of what these guys have accomplished this season so far. It's almost indescribable, and we're just opening the door to what really matters. And so the reason you go through this season and do all the things is to prepare for this moment, and then we're going to go see how our preparation was.
Mark, you haven't shied away from, since the press conference, hanging banners is the expectation at Kentucky. How much does it mean to just get out there and go do that?
This is what you do it for right now, is the chance to go. And we're fully aware of the expectations here, and that's why we came. That's why we all came. And we also are we're very humble, and we understand how difficult the road is, and both those things exist at the same time, and that's why it's such a beautiful challenge. And we'll spend the next the next 5 days laser focused on one thing, and that's Troy, and trying to figure out how to beat him.
Mark, how are you handling the fact that you're in the hunt for your first win in the NCAA tournament as a head coach?
It just doesn't really matter. Like, that doesn't even register for me. It's like, guys, if this is about me, then it's just dumb. Like I didn't come to Kentucky to make this about me. Like, I actually have no interest in me. I have interest in our team. I have interest in this program. I have interest in this tradition. I have interest in these guys who made this bold and brazen decision to come here with nothing proven and say, hey, we're going to go make our mark on this game, which they've done so incredibly well this season. And so I would hate for this ever to be I mean, people are going to talk about what they're going to talk about, but this is just so much bigger than any one individual here. And if in my mind I make this about me or make it about one person, we're missing out on the greatness of what Kentucky is. Because this is the community. This is the biggest community in sports, and it's way bigger than that. I'm not trying to be dismissive. I'm just like, of all the things that matter, that doesn't matter. You guys are awesome. Thanks. Appreciate you guys.
There's plenty of food over here if y'all want to eat. Anybody wants
Experience to just be able to hear your name, your team's name called, especially in this kind of environment, and just all the hard work that we put in this year. It's kind of rewarding, and we're just excited for what's to come.
What's the anticipation like? Obviously, probably looking at brackets, wondering about who you're going to play. Just kind of the whole day leading up to this.
Yeah, honestly, I think the most important thing we can do is just look forward to the first game that we're playing. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that Troy is a really good team, so looking forward to the next couple of days, just scouting them and seeing what the game plan is going to be, and being able to take care of business first, and then moving on and keep on doing special things.
Do you know anything about them? I think some of the bracket projections had you. Did you do any research before right now?
I did not, but I actually got to play them last year when I was in Dayton. So I think they have a pretty similar team after looking at their roster just now a little bit. But like I said, every team that's in this tournament is pretty good. So just got to be able to lock in on them and focus on them for now.
How are you guys feeling right now coming off the tough game against Alabama? You got to cover that. I guess you got a week now before you get started. How are you feeling physically and as a team?
Yeah, we're past that. The biggest thing for us is just, making sure that our minds are fresh and healthy, and same thing with our body, just being physically ready to go out there. And, we're looking forward to this opportunity. We're not thinking about what just happened, what has happened in the past. It's a new season for us now, so just looking forward to that.
Koby, kind of going off that, talk about your mindset a little bit going into the tournament, just general kind of thoughts, just kind of what you guys are feeling right now, and what you kind of can expect to kind of come from this region.
Yeah, just taking everything one day at a time, taking every game one game at a time. I feel like that's the most important thing we can do. We're not trying to overlook any opponents. Look into our bracket and stuff like that. Just kind of focus on what we have in front of us, and as long as we take care of that, I think we'll be in a pretty good spot going forward.
How much do you think it helps to have everybody on this roster has kind of had to have a big moment this season, going into something like this, knowing that anybody could be needed?
No, it's great, because we're going to need everybody to make this happen, so just to know that if things aren't going well for one individual, we know that somebody else can step it up and, provide for us what we may need. And it's also good just to have so many experienced players, A lot of our guys have been able to play in this tournament, and so for us it won't be anything new, and we're looking forward to just going out there and taking care of business.
You talk about needing everybody. There's obviously some play from the freshmen. How are your older guys going to kind of step up and show them the ropes?
Yeah, I mean, experience is the best teacher, so a lot of us, we got a lot of veterans in this group, which we're going to be able to take care of most of the load, but our freshmen, they've done a great job of just, growing up throughout the year, and especially in the last tournament, they really took some big steps. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna need everybody. So I know that when the time comes, they're gonna be ready for it.
You guys don't start on Friday. You're a little beat up. Will an extra day help you guys?
Yeah, definitely. Just because there's a lot of guys on our team just dealing with some little minor injuries, and just the extra time, helps us, get back healthy and take care of not only our bodies but our minds as well, and just had the opportunity to really look at what's in front of us with this Troy team, and just being able to use every day wisely, on the court and off the court, and I think it'll help us out a lot.
You made the tournament before with Dayton, right? Is it a little bit different playing for Kentucky this time, knowing that you're not a mid-major and is there a little bit more pressure coming into a game like this?
I wouldn't say more pressure really, but I think we expect a little bit more out of ourselves. Just kind of like last year, we were a little bit surprised to be able to make it. We didn't win our conference tournament, so we kind of just hoped throughout the whole time that we were going to be able to make it. So now we kind of knew that we was going to be in, and it's just about being able to do what we know we can do. So we know that we're a really good team and we're capable of winning a lot of games in this tournament, and that's what we got to go out and do.
Piggyback on that, all of you guys have always been the hunter, and now you're kind of the hunted, wearing that Kentucky jersey. What's that mean, if anything, right now?
To be honest, I don't think anything changes for us. I think we're still going to continue to hunt. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. We have that underdog mentality, and that's why it's good for us to, have these experienced guys that come from smaller schools. That's going to help us a lot, because we don't look at it like, it's a mid-major team, a low-major team. Like, for us, this is another opportunity to, really be ourselves and be the best version of ourselves and just take care of business, So underdog mentality for sure.
This is your last ride. What would you tell a little Koby in the Heights about, college basketball and just your career?
Just that, it's a long process. There's a lot of ups and downs through it all. But, just stay positive, keep your head up. You never know what you're really going to go through with this whole process. There's a lot of ups and downs, like I said. Honestly, last year was my first time making the tournament, so for me it's still surreal to be able to be in it this year and just know everything that I had to go through to really be here. It kind of gives me a different level of appreciation. So.
As an overall team, how have you guys been able to really keep it together and through all the ups and downs of this season? How have you guys really gelled together and hung on to keep going this season?
I think it's just been our love for each other. We have so many guys on this team, and we're just a big family. We all love each other. Genuinely, we really do. And so when we have a tough loss that might bring us down a little bit, we just get closer. And that's the beautiful thing about our group, that we never get away from each other. When things get hard, we actually get closer.
When you think of March Madness growing up as a kid, what was your kind of favorite March Madness moment?
Oh man, there's so many really, but I just remember obviously when I was younger, I'd watch a lot of NBA, and to be honest, I'd only watch college when March Madness came around. So just seeing what it's like to kind of be in that moment and not really knowing as a young one if I'm able to, be in that moment growing up and stuff like that. So I wouldn't really say I have a favorite March Madness moment, but I definitely just remember myself, being on the ground, just watching the TV and just seeing how crazy it looks to be out there.
Thanks, Koby.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, feeling a lot better than I was the last couple of days. I'm just excited to go out there, have the opportunity to reach a Final Four and win that championship at Kentucky. So I'm really, really excited, and I can't wait to go out there.
Run that not many people left in college basketball have went on, and you've had some moments that not many people have had.
Yeah, just enjoy the moment, honestly. March Madness is something that we all dream of, so not to be in a panic, just enjoy the moment, play free, play fun, play for each other. And that's gonna be my main messages to everybody for sure.
Are there any similarities between that Aztec team a couple years back and this Kentucky team that maybe would help to go on such a run?
One thing I'll say that's similar is the bond that we have with each other. I feel like San Diego State that year, we had grouped so close together. We played for a long time together, but we had a great bond. But in this short time here at Kentucky, we've really are brothers now. So I think that's really going to take us far in this tournament.
And we know the shoulder's hurting you and messing with you, but do you still got a few magic moments left in your career?
Man, I hope so. Let's find out, huh? Yeah.
What's your reaction when you saw the draw and the 3 seed and where you're going and all that?
I was happy, of course. Anytime you're able to play in the March Madness, I was happy. I've been blessed to play in this for my 5th year now. A lot of people can't say that, so definitely a blessing. But I'm just excited to go out there and show what we can do.
So they've talked about the big moments you've had in March. What is it about March that makes your game excel so much more?
I think it's just the win or go home. I don't want to go home. I don't want to lose. And, in March, it just brings the best out of everybody. And I think I just played my best basketball in March. I'm not trying to lose and trying to win every game. I just try to impact anyway. And, usually it comes with, something spectacular happening. So.
And you talk about you've had 5 years in March Madness. With these younger freshmen having to play, what kind of advice are you going to give them heading into this?
Yeah, just be free, be yourself. I remember my high school coach, he just texted me this recently. He said, do the ordinary things in extraordinary circumstances. And that's going to be my message to everybody. Just be yourself, do all the small details that got us to this point that wins games. And you don't have to do anything extra. Just be yourself and just go out there trying to win.
What were the emotions of the Oklahoma game when you went down with the injury, and were there any moments where you thought, oh, this might be it for me this season?
Yeah, it was definitely heartbreaking that I couldn't go out there and play after that. my shoulder, it was different. Just a different pain that I haven't really felt. I really haven't really been injured that much in my career, so having these injuries this year has kind of been tough. But I was just glad we got the win, honestly, after that. But I'm excited to play in the tournament, and I can't wait.
Well, obviously, an SEC championship isn't the overall goal where you guys want to be, right? But what kind of takeaways can you guys, take from that going into this tournament, and how you guys can compare going forward?
Yeah, I mean, that last loss was tough. I mean, Alabama's a good team, but I feel like we didn't do things that we wanted to. We weren't us for the majority of the game, and I think learning from that, for us to not take losses like that, moving forward, we just got to continue to do the things that coach has been preaching, doing all the small, boring details, and just working on the same old boring habits that we have been. So we're going to focus on that for these next 6 games, and hopefully we can win the national championship.
Lamont, from someone that's hit a big game in March, Ortega's hit a couple game winners this year. From someone that's hit that shot, you think he has what it takes to hit those shots? And how big is he for you guys going into this?
I mean, yeah, he already proved he can hit those shots. I mean, twice against his former team, man. That takes a lot of nuts, and he's a competitor, and all he wants to do is win. So I think Ortega's going to be great for us going on for these next 6 games. I mean, the whole team, they just got that mentality that we're not going to lose. So it's going to be fun for us.
Lamont, I saw when they broke down the bracket and they predicted Tennessee over Kentucky, and you went, okay. Like, what were your thoughts at that point?
Just us being doubted again. I feel like we've been doubted, a lot this season. Going on with everything we had going on this year. So, I mean, we continue to prove people wrong. So I'm ready to prove them wrong again.
How have you guys been able to kind of stick together, especially you with being in and out with injuries? How have you guys been able to really stick together and keep positive?
I think it really just comes down to us, having that bond together once again. I think everyone, because we're a brotherhood and we were playing for our brothers. One guy goes down, we're trying to pick them up, and we love each other so much that we want to go out there and win, for them. So I think. This has been happening all year, and we're going to continue to do it in March.
Obviously, Coach Pope's still looking for his first tournament win. How big would that be for him, for you guys, and does that give you a little extra motivation in that first game?
Oh, for sure. We want to make sure that he, starts off his Kentucky career with a bang as a coach. So, that's definitely going to be on our mind. Extra motivation.
What do you think of that LaMarch nickname?
It's cool. I like it for sure.
Have you finished yet for the NCAA tournament?
Nah, I ain't got nothing planned yet. You're right. For sure. I got you.
Thanks, Mark.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Mark.